of law and order in this country, then it becomes our obligation as National Police Service officers to make sure that we follow suit. And we appreciate the fact that the DIG has been able to follow those steps to make sure that the station commanders are also informed of what is expected of them. During the engagement that we had under the support of the UNDP, and our chief guest, we want to thank you because of mobilizing partners who came in handy to support the National Police Service through this academy. And they have given us funds for the first time so that we can roll out 10 activities that are bound to unlock the challenges that the service has been going through in terms of moving to the next level on reform matters. The first activity was the one that we had lastly. There will be activities on police reforms sustainability, which is an important factor in the police reforms. We have an activity on station youth liaison officers that we have decided to engage. It is important for the station police station commanders to understand that liaison between the station and the youth is critical, especially at a time like this that the country is going through challenges because of the youths. It is important for you as a station commander to make sure that you put measures in place to get closer to the youths. Our chief guest, when you are here to give an opportunity lecture to the county police commanders, we were informed that the county commanders who have undertaken strategic leadership courses here, during the time when this country was going through chaos on 25th and also during the Sabasaba Day, they did excellently because we took them through the steps that they can be able to follow to prepare themselves accordingly, and also on the aspect of command and control. We were able to single out counties that did so well. And after following up, we realized that these are the county commanders that we trained here. And that is why we expect that these station commanders will also do well after they leave this academy. You may not remember this, our chief guest, but when you are here, you taught us something very unique and something that sank into our minds about a shepherd and a butcher, the difference between the two. A butcher, according to what our lecturer told us that day, who is our CS, is somebody who runs after the sheep so that he can get hold of one and slaughter. He will be behind, running after the sheep, running after the goats, running after the heifers and so forth, so that he can end the life of that particular animal. On the other hand, who is a shepherd? A shepherd is somebody who stands in front of the sheep or the herd. A shepherd is able to see the enemies from a distance and deal with them so that they don't kill the animals that he is leading. A shepherd is characterized by humility, confidence, knowledge, and skill to make sure that he protects the animals. But a butcher is bound to end lives. A butcher is not visionary. He is not as visionary as a shepherd. We are looking forward, our chief guest, to have shepherds in the National Police Service. Station commanders who will be shepherds and leading from the front. Station commanders who will advise the officers accordingly. Station commanders who will take charge, who will have the command and control of the police station. An OCS in Buruburu, an OCS in Changamwe, an OCS in Nyeri is expected to monitor and supervise all the activities that are taking place in his station. And that is what we have agreed with these commanders. You are supposed to make sure that you are a decisive person. You advise accordingly. You understand the law very well. These are the principles that are pertinent for a commander who is a shepherd. Allow me, our chief guest, to close with a quote. As the IT people prepare the presentation, a quote from Robert Greene. Robert Greene wrote 44 Laws of Power. And the 29th law is very clear, that if you plan all the way to the end. Our commanders, we have high expectations in you. When the DIG is seated at vigilance, he has a lot of confidence that the station commander for Vihiga Police Station will handle matter security effectively and efficiently and communicate accordingly. The DIG will be expecting the station commander to treat the members of the public with decorum. The DIG will not expect complaints emanating from a police officer who is a constable under the OCS. If a police officer is asking for money at the report office and you are seated back in your office, you know, swinging on a very comfortable chair, and you are not asking questions, you are not disciplining officers, you are not sitting down with them for lectures, then that is a management lapse. We have agreed, our chief guest, that we are now in a new era. We have agreed with these station commanders that we are going to embrace change. We are going to change from inside. It is not the uniforms. They are good. It is not the vehicles. Vehicles are very important. But you may get vehicles, you may get money, but if you are not a good manager, you will end up misusing those resources. But once you get good resources and you are a good manager, then you'll be expected to perform with excellence. Having said that, our chief guest, there's a brief presentation for around 5 minutes. And I will kindly request you to take your seat on the down floor so that you can have a clear view of the same.
They can do that. And then also do regular. In the process, they will be able to advise the officers accordingly. And then, at the service headquarters, we can establish digital case file management system. We can also provide adequate training, kitting of officers, housing, arms and ammunition, motor vehicles, personnel, and also ensure that there is AIE for these officers. So this one can be done even from the DIG in liaison with your office, and the IG can be able to address this, and the aspect of police station management, command and control will be dealt with fully. The market area number 2 is service delivery and customer care. This one can be addressed by the station commanders immediately and without fuss. And this one will be implemented after this. They install suggestion boxes so that they can give the members of the public an opportunity to air their views. Some of them may not be in a position, or they may not be having the luxury of time to go and sit down with the OCS, but they can drop a message which you reach the station commander. Give timely feedback to the clients. It is very, very important. They can also create open door policy. This one will even bring the members of the public closer. And also, they can have expeditious investigation of cases. There is no need of having matters that have not been completed in your station. And on daily basis, you'll be receiving cases. Make sure that you address matters so that you can be done with the matters for last year but one. And make sure that you are handling very fresh matters. The sub-county police commander, to the RPC, they can establish customer care and gender desk. This one, we have had the DIG talking about the gender desk. Whenever he visits a police station, he asks if he goes straight to the gender desk. So this one is something that can be established as quickly as possible, and also it does not require funds. Where we may need the intervention of your office, our chief justice, is digitization of police services, installation of CCTV surveillance. You've been talking about this because we follow whatever you say on a daily basis. Roll out customer care service courses, because this one also requires funding. The market area number 3, community policing and citizen participation in security. The station commanders can be able to give this one a redress without necessarily asking for funds. They establish standardized reporting framework, hold monthly meetings, initiate regular community engagements with the stakeholders. You are a station commander with around 40 police officers. Have a football team, have a volleyball team, so that you can engage the members of the public. If you are in Mombasa, you have the boda people, you have the matatu, even the touts. I remember when I was there, I engaged the touts. We have the companies around, that are working around you. Make sure that you engage them so that you can get closer to them. As you get closer to them, you'll be able to receive intelligence. Even as we approach the general elections in less than 2 years or around 2 years, you will be in a position to know what is happening around your area of jurisdiction. And in the middle there, this is what can be done by the other commanders apart from the station commander. Give feedback on community policing reports, support community engagement initiative. There can be a community engagement, even mobilized from the station commander's level or CPC's level. You can have even teams from each and every sub-county having a football match. And this one can be done by the CPC or even the RPC, so that they can bring issues closer to you. They will not come and ban your police station if you have that friendly atmosphere. Hoping so. Then we have what can be done by the service headquarters. Public sensitization on the concept of community policing, review community policing strategy. This is very, very important. And I know our DIG, I can see he's taking note. Maybe so that he can go and inform. He has been handling this matter, but we expect this this reviewing of the community policing strategy, so that also we can be able to do things differently. And the fourth thematic area is on police officer supervision, accountability, and discipline. This one does not require funds for the station commander to supervise his station. There also matters discipline. You have to lead from the front yourself. The way you dress up, the way you speak as a station commander, the way you walk around, the way you engage. If you are a station commander who will be the first one around 6 p.m. to go to a club, so uanze kukunywa pombe hapo unaitisha tupatane saa 12 jioni. It is important that a station commander must understand what is supposed to be doing. Then you can develop station action plan on prevention of corruption. These other areas can be addressed by the station commanders and the service headquarters, and there's a report that we are going to give in respect to this. Let me dwell on what the station commanders can do. Continuous training on drill drills, crowd control. Sensitize officers on emerging issues on public order management. These are critical issues that the station commander can do without funding. A time like this, when we usually have periodic, moments in this country where we have public engagements outside there, like the 25th, and Sapasap. They will always come. How prepared are you as a station commander? So the others will be given a redress by
Am I communicating? Have a listening ear, have empathy with them. Let those police stations have or be clean facilities, because when they are clean, even those your customers who make you be there, they'll also have better way of living. Also, remember polycare and agenda for child protection. Uphold human rights at all times, be professional. Lastly, time is a currency that you cannot buy back. So use it on what matters at all times. Officers, tumeelewana? Naitwa nani wana? 1, 2, 3. From Kiserian. Sawa. Huyu mwanaume tangu komanda ndakuwa hapo mbele alikuwa analala. Ama alikuwa naomba? Ero, alikuwa analala ama alikuwa naomba? That has to stop. Sasa officers, wewe kama ulikuja hapo kulala alafu unarudi station unaanza kuhangaisha watu, tutakaza wewe, hatutakupembeleza. Sawa? Then lastly, the world is a very dangerous place to live, not because of the evildoers, but because of those who see and do nothing. With those very main remarks, Afande.
Senior officers present here today, our esteemed participants, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning, sir. I want to take this opportunity to appreciate our chief guest for spending time outside his busy schedule. He's supposed to be by now somewhere in Western on a very important program of Chukwa, but he found it good that he comes and mingles with us and gets to know you, because we've agreed that moving forward we want to work all of us together. Allow me, chief guest, to really appreciate these officers for their massive dedication in whatever they are doing in their respective stations. As their DIG, these people are the first contact to Wananchi, and it is them that defines who we are as the National Police Service and as a country. And as far as policing is concerned, I want to give you assurance that moving forward we will do our best, and this is the beginning. Getting them into this forum is the beginning of the many programs that we want to roll out, so that we are aligned to what ideals of an OCS who is supposed to work better. It will start from here. Our chief guest, technology is very crucial as far as policing is concerned. We want to adopt. We want to embrace technology. We want to digitize our OPs. We want to use anything possible to make sure that we manage crimes. Finally, our chief guest, I've been moving around, and as you give your address to these people, we have made a lot of strides in terms of their welfare, and we will continue, and we want to thank you. Colleagues, I really want to tell you that we have a CS who is so passionate with the police, and it's a privilege, and I think you clap for him so that he can continue. That we want to appreciate his love for the police. Yesterday, when I left here, I decided to make my usual trips to Narok yesterday. And I think I'll still have a session with you, because as to fly to Western, I will have some 5 minutes with you so that we can align ourselves with how we want to make our stations to be the center of excellence. Otherwise, we have a duty as a country, we have a duty as police officers to make sure that this country is safe, and none other than you who will do that. With those very few remarks, it's my single duty to now ask you to be upstanding so that we welcome our to give us.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. Asante-san. The DIG Kenya Police Service, the DIG Administration Police Service, the commander of this great academy, the leadership present, the OCSs and various officers present. Good morning. Good morning once again. I cannot overemphasize the fact that this is a very, very important forum, and thank you, DIG, for putting together this, and thank you, Commandant, this academy for the conversations you've had for the last 3 days. And I'm very happy to meet particularly the OCSs who have been our center of attention in the Jukwaa la Usalama, both in terms of appreciating what they do, but also have been coming very hard on you in terms of service delivery. We do so because we know how important you are. You are a very important team to me, to the ministry, to the country, to the citizens. You are very important leaders on the ground. In fact, there is a provision in the Elections Act that says the polling station is the final place of elections in Kenya. And everything else is just guidance and transmission, you know. In the same way, I would say the police station is everything in the National Police Service. The rest is about guidance, facilitation, and so forth. But at the end of the day, no one, even the IG, when he has a problem, he cannot report to the DIG or to his office in Nairobi. He only reports to where? A police station. So the police station is final, you know. And you need to appreciate the seriousness of what I'm saying. I realized the other day that when I have an issue, I have to call an OCS to say, Bwana OCS, niko na shida, kuna mtu ameiba viazi yangu. Kwa hapo, na please, kuna manager, record statement kwa, I am the cabinet secretary, but I have to look for the OCS. Because other than, if the OCS doesn't do it, it will not be done. Have you ever thought about that? How that serious? It is very serious. So when we say the police station is extremely important place for service delivery for all of us, I dare say even the president, if he has an issue to report that is personal, even if he calls the IG and calls DIG, the final place will be where? Police station. Yeah. If finally you will be called and said, kuna shida kwa mahali fulani. Can you go and take a statement on 1, 2, 3? So you see how important you are. Nobody, including the IG, including me, including the president, including ministers, including everybody, will escape if you really have something that has to be attended to in terms of security, will escape the route of using the police station. So this is how we should take seriously the role of the officer commanding a station. That is how serious it is. It is that serious because you are the leader. You cannot abdicate that responsibility of being the leader. And that's why you are a center of focus in Jukwaa la Usalama. And that's why we insist that there is no place not covered by an OCS in Kenya. There is no place, there is no jurisdiction. I was yesterday in Busia, and they were telling me, oh, you know, we have a porous border. So I said, okay, fine. We may have a porous border in terms of formality of having KRA, yes, customs officer or immigration officer. But is there a porous border in Kenya? Particularly, forget about the northern part because of the challenges of occupation. Perhaps there is a vast land and it's not occupied. But you cannot tell me there is a porous border in Trans Nzoia, in Bungoma, in Busia, and Siaya. They can never have porous border because there is no place which doesn't have an assistant chief, a chief, and an OCS. The whole place is covered. So any smuggling of alcohol, whatever, I was trying to tell them, I'm trying to explain to you that therefore there is nowhere porous where an OCS is covering. So the whole place is covered. The rest of the things is just formalities of customs and all other challenges. And therefore I want to tell you here that you are extremely, extremely important. I'm very happy. The reason why I left Busia late in the evening to come to Nairobi, I didn't have another assignment. It's just to wake up, to talk to you, and then go back. Yeah? So, Jukwaa la Usalama today is a little bit delayed in Bungoma because of you. And after this, I have to rush to go to Bungoma and continue. And therefore, take it that we take you very seriously and we take the assignments you take very seriously. In fact, let me ask, how many people have attended Jukwaa la Usalama so far who are here? You see? Yeah, almost. So the people remaining are either Nairobi, around here, and Northeastern. There is Northeastern was sitting also here. Nairobi was here, right? That's why. Coast. Why were you not raising your hands? Okay, let me say, how many people have been to Jukwaa la Usalama again? Let me raise your hands. Okay. How many are yet to? So that is Northeastern. Is that Nairobi? Western, yeah. So now, this is your Jukwaa. I want to address you now. Because some of you are not in Busia and may not make it to Bungoma. But please make sure tomorrow you are in Kakamega. And if you are from Kakamega, and the ones who are from Saturday for Viga. And then Nyanza on the other side. Now, let me say this, that this is about leadership. This is a leadership meeting. It's no longer about officers who are doing operations for the operation's sake. It's the leaders who are providing leadership at the local level to make sure that the police officers you are leading are performing their responsibilities. Therefore, you must lead. You know? You must lead. You must lead. And for you to lead, you must be a person of your word. The Constitution calls it the person of integrity. I cannot be the cabinet secretary here and I say things to you, but I do opposite. The same way as OCSs, you do not expect any of your constables, corporals, and the persons who are serving under you, the inspectors you are working with, or any other person you are serving under you, you will not expect them to do anything or to do better than you are as a person. So you must go and look at yourself on the mirror and ask yourself, I'm occupying this position for what reason? For those who have come to Jukwaa, I've insisted that, yes, we have these issues that you have raised here that we need to do to make the National Police Service more effective. But of first instance is that this is a calling. This is a job you deliberately went for. And this is not just another job. This is a job that is about life and death. And in that regard, you must always remind yourself every day, why did I choose this job? What do I intend to achieve? How am I going to make life of other people different? How am I going to be remembered differently? There are police officers in traffic, OCSs, that are remembered 20, 30 years, even after they have left the office. Because people keep saying, when you go to some place, say, the OCS who used to be here in Kamkunji, you know, he has sorted this problem for us. Tafuta mtu kama huyo. Sometimes even wananchi think, if we can get somebody from the tribe of the police officer who was there, it will solve the problem because they think it had something to do with their tribe. It has everything to do with the person, the leadership. And there are people, and there are a number of you who are here, and I appreciate who go out of their way to do things extraordinary, out of, the ordinary. You will find their police station, however small it is clean. However, even if it's not fenced, they try to do something. They even say, okay, we may not have money to fence, we plant trees. And these trees will help, cover this police station. So you must be a leader. And I think that, and we say this, and it was the recommendation of Jukwaa la Usalama, and I appreciate the DIG and the IG for putting this together. Let me say this. We need to spend more time getting knowledge and skills on leadership. On leadership. I know you are of my generation, most of you and above. Escort you. You do your thing, 1 hour, 2 hours, mwende nyumbani. I will not allow goons. That kind of engagement only takes someone who is a leader. You have to engage in leadership. You must, the difference between the police officer who has a wonderful relationship with the community, and the one who does not is leadership. How can you go to a local community and you don't know anybody? Umeenda kujifungia police station, unatoa orders, you are threatening people. Watu wanasema kuna mwingine amekuja, amesema atapiga kila mtu hapa, atamaliza. Na unatoa threats, lakini after 1 week unaonekana umelala kwa mtaro kwa somewhere. Number 2, you must, so that's why when the commander spoke about leadership here, one of the things I reminded them is that if you read, and I'm sure for the Muslims you can follow that, and most of the Muslims come from pastoralist areas. The Psalms 123 speaks about the Lord is my shepherd. Okay? It says the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Okay? Why? Because he makes me lie on green pasture. He makes me lie. He doesn't force you to lie on green pasture. You know? It's out of leadership. He makes me lie on green pasture. He leaded me beside still waters. Leading me beside still water. He restores my soul. Not that he hurts my soul. He restores. So it's about leadership. A good shepherd leads, not chases, not pushes. By your conduct alone, by behavior alone in the police station, police officers watajitolea. Wanasema tusiangushe afande Ocs'S. Huyo Ocs'S ni mtu mzuri bwana. How can you come to a police station, for example, kila mtu ni kivyake, hakuna meeting? There is no meeting in the police station for entire week. Mtu tu anafika anasema amefika, ametoka. Kuna mtu alikuja, amekuja. Wewe constable fanya hiyo kazi nyingine. Wewe as officer ona huyo mama anataka nini? There is nothing. No meeting mmewahi kuwa nayo kwa police station. Hakuna strategy meeting. Amjakaa chini kujiuliza challenges gani tuko nayo? Tuko few. We are only 3 officers in this police station. Tukae aje? Tujigawe namna gani? How can you arrive in a police station na there is an officer anakunywa pombe throughout? Wewe umeshakubali associates, unasema huyo ni mlevi tu. You are the leader. You are the one to get that guy to a rehabilitation center. You cannot wait until DIG or IG visits the area, usema tuko na shida ya walevi wengi hapa, wana officer imetushinda. You have to do something about it. You know, you have to. You have arrived to police station, there is an officer who is disturbed. Badala wewe ni Ocs'S, unaenda ku whisper kwa mtu mwingine, unasema na askari shida yake nini? Huyo anakuambia tena, hiyo askari mwingine anamwambia sijui shida yake ni nini kidogo, ama amevuta kitu fulani or something. You are the one to call and tell him, bwana officer, leo nini mbaya? Anakuambia nimepata habari kwamba my wife is unwell. Na tuko mbali. Mimi natoka Busia na hapa tuko Mandera. What can I do? You are the one to give out the permission to that officer to go and come back. When he comes back, he has a morale to come and serve. Namwambia don't worry, we will cover you, lakini usipite siku 7, wewe enda urudi. That is leadership. Lakini ukimwambia bwana wewe ndio ulichukua kazi bwana. Pambana bwana. Pambana. you know that one automatically huyo mtu anakaa tu, anajipanga, anaona what will he do next? Inaweza jiua ama uwe wewe. Yani he will now forget that ilikuwa ni mtu mwingine ni mgonjwa, anaona ni the problem ni huyu jamaa. Ningekuwa na mtu better I would go for it. How can you even talk badly to a person who has a gun? Atunamwambia first lazima ujue you are not leading an ordinary person. You are leading somebody with a gun. So the first thing is that they must always be at good mental health. You must, how can you as an officer not recognize that huyu it is even important to songeshe bunduki from this guy. Take leadership. There is no way IG atakufuta kazi kama Ocs'S. if you are to release a police officer, kusema bwana IG, huyu is a danger not just to himself but to other officers and community. I had to let him go. Nitumie mtu mwingine, peleka huyu hospitali, and let's see what we can do mpaka is rehabilitated. Leadership. Now I'm just insisting leadership because these are issues being raised all over. It's about leadership. Please, personal conduct. How you dress. How you dress. Kama unavaa, I'm telling you, forget about hata kama umjapewa uniform. Tafuta hata ka 1,000, pelekea fundi, akunyoroshia ile yako ikae mzuri. There is no excuse because now you are in leadership. The other officers, we can excuse them. Wangoje uniform from headquarters. Lakini wewe, you must always look smart. Must always look smart. You must not complain kwa raia. There's no way as an OCS unaenda town unasema, hii watu huko juu tu wamekaa huko. Sasa kuna gari hapa. Kuna nini hapa? Ile pesa tunapewa. Haya, kweli. Ni ukweli hakuna mafuta kwa gari. Imeisha ile ratio ya 450. Lakini huwezi enda kuambia raia jamani jipangeni mafuta imeisha. Hey, you know, in every place we go people think. Wewe unaambia watu kuna mambo ya mafuta imechelewa kidogo, but I'm trying to see how best we can help each other. Ni shida tu ya kuchelewa, but let me see if I can get somebody. Utaona mtu local community wanasema hapana, sisi tunataka hata kuchanga mafuta 20. Hii operation must go on. You know, because of how you communicated. Unamwambia mtu hakuna mafuta nani? Anaona gari kwa hapa, anaona huyu ofisa anataka shilingi ngapi because anafikiria ni bribe wewe unataka. It is true hakuna mafuta, but you should be telling them we have had a long operation, our ratio ya mafuta imeenda chini kidogo, but I'm communicating to Nairobi to see if we can improve. Anakuambia ile ya Nairobi ikikuja situweke hii yenye mimi niko nayo tusongange. This is leadership. It's the way how you lead it. Na kuna mambo mengine, kuna mambo mengine which unajua sasa, yes, hapa sio kanisa na siwezi kuambia wewe usikunywe kakitu, lakini ukikunywa hatarani inajulikana bwana Ocs'S ametembea ako hivi, kofia yake imeanguka, watu wanasema serikali imelala kwa mtaro sijui. Hakuna mtu atakurespect. If you have to do it, you have to do it in a dignified manner, in a designated place, at a time where you can. Kuna officer tulienda Muranga. Ama ilikuwa wapi? Yeah, I think it was a operational officer. Wakati sting operation imefanya usiku, akatokezea regional commander amefika, yeye mwenyewe anauliza, anasema what is the problem? Kwa sababu anakuja kama ati hao wamefanya nini? Alafu anasema hey, afande sasa, you know. So you have to organize yourself. And then hii cases ya complaints ya kusema, sitaki kusema sana, lakini ya kusema wewe ni mtu mkubwa, askari amekuja na girlfriend yake anataka kufanya kuwa bibi yake, wewe pia unaangalia na jicho mbaya, it must come to an end. Yeah, because that has also been reported to be causes of some social problems because of this small working environment. So you have to lead by example. Let me just say so, that you must lead by example. That's leadership. Number 2, you must. In discipline also, you must. Hata wewe sasa, na sitaki ku body shame anybody, lakini you must be fit. Must be fit. Wacha tu niseme ukweli. Unawezaje kuwa askari yenye ukikimbizwa 1 kilometer unahema mbaya sana? Yeah? Unahema kabisa, ni kama unaenda kabisa one way. Yeah? You must be fit. And fitness is just a bit of managing food, yeah? How you eat, na a bit of exercise. Yeah? Kuna watu huge kama Masengeli, but they are fit. Yeah, unaona kweli ni kama anainua chuma. No, but the thing is, I'm very serious. You must also put something on your fitness. Ukae mtu fit. Kika hata kwa parade hivi unaheshimiwa. You must look even up to your own health to make sure that you are staying fit, you are joking, you are running kidogo, nini, you know, you're getting something. I don't know. I wish I would spend the whole day with you, but these are some of the things that can make a big difference. And I'm telling you, small leadership issues, and lead with care. Angalia welfare ya watu yenye uliko nayo na the community. Interact with the society. Work with them. These problems we have at kuna vita between community and police station, it's just a leadership issue. If you're the OCS, how can you be OCS when amechifungia police station? Go to local churches, weddings. How do you collect your information if you are not part and parcel of interacting with the community? Yeah? Watu wakiona wanaona bwana OCS asante sana, OCS unajua the place nini? Leave a legacy in that place. One day when you become the IG or you become a regional commander or whatever, or you do something else in life, people will still remember the things you did in the locality where you were. And I know CSs that are always remembered, and most of you are sitting here because of the work you have done. Please, I have said too much, and I've even forgotten that I need to leave. There are things that we are following up, and we will do so. There are a number of police stations that needs to be operationalized. So far, we have 1,200 and... told me 1,277 police stations across the country. I am glad that in the recent past, in the Jukwaa la Usalama, there was complaints about most of the police stations not having AIs. Congratulations, DIG. I'm told that now 1,143 now have the AIs. So 89 to go, and also the AIE has been increased. Based on your request, yeah, and progressively we will try to do so. We want eventually this to become properly documented, so that it's not coming this month, it's not coming the other one, or this quarter, the other quarter. It becomes consistent. And by the time we are going to launch the Jukwaa la Usalama reports, we must be very clear on this issue, so that we properly communicate to the entire police service. We also have the issue of construction of police stations. I'm so ashamed, and as I have confessed even publicly, that even in my own locality, the police station is very deplorable state, yeah? And yet I was a senator, you see? So we are all working very hard now to catch up with having proper working police stations. The National Police Service has designed a full police station. We are costing it together with Public Works and School of TVET to get a very standard, reasonable cost. And His Excellency has agreed and told me that by the next supplementary budget, we will get some resources to start with maybe 300 police stations and then another one as we move on. And I'm also having an engagement with the CDF team, members of parliament, to see how many police stations are going to be constructed. What I just want to request you, because wherever you are, and this is I will also have this meeting with the MPs. We don't want also people to construct a police station because for the sake of a police station. They end up using money, construct something with 2 rooms, 1 cell, one maybe an armory there, okay, and there is no even OC crimes office or something. So what we have to do is to have, if we have constructed, let's construct for posterity, a complete police station. And that is what we are working on. We are also encouraging well-wishers, our friends like me, with my friends, you know, I've asked them to build for me 1 police station here, 1 police station there, and so that then we can build good police stations across the country. We don't want to. I saw the IG yake iliwekwa gazeti, DIG hapa, na alikimbia akaweka UNIHAT, amejiokoa. Mimi nangangana kujiokoa pia huko and so forth. At least because, you know, everybody, you must do something in your locality, you know, as we progress, move forward. I mean, it is very sad. I was in Kericho, and we were saying it's very sad that in Sondu, that is the best example. There's a police station of 1932, you know, And next to Sondu, there is a power generation center for about 15 billion. It was built, and everybody believes the Sondu police station provides security to the power station next door. And nobody thought that day that they would give only 20 million to build a good police station next door. And this is replicated all over. You know, you go to places where there are dams, there are huge road projects, there are huge government installations without thinking of security. We have said now future development must inculcate matters of security. The other issue I'd like to say is that we are working on increasing strength. There is, by Monday, we should know the day we are going to have recruitment, so that then you can have greater strength. And I am really pity most of you here, because you have 3 police officers, 4 or 5 in where you work. And then we are working on the ICT. You remember I gave out the direction that police stations should have CCTV, all of them. It's good for everybody. It's good for the police station. It's good for the citizens that are coming to ask for services. And I opine that for all newly constructed police stations, the spec should include installation of ICT equipment, so that both the CCTV and ICT equipment, computers, so that we can work together to have a complete police station. On the question of mobility, we are still working on negotiating on the leasing of vehicles. And the PS has been, I left him following up this week. I will get a brief next week with Treasury to see how far we have gone. On the question of uniforms, I'm sure that soon we will come back to you with the new uniform that you chose. And that we have said that we must be sensitive in the distribution of these uniforms across the police service and also the NGAO officers. What I have told the IG and DIG, it was from Jukwaa la Usalama, is that now future police uniform should include maternity dress for female police officers. Yeah. It is not, umesikia DIG? The future uniform must include maternity dress for female police officers. Thank you very much. And it is not, you know, just imagine that all the female police officers are recruited at 18, 19, 20, 21. So most of them are not even married. They are going to get married, they get children, and they have no uniform. That is, when they are expecting, they have a good uniform. And, you know, if you buy for them a good uniform, they will wear, when they're having their first child, the second, until the last one. You know? I'm not saying that one uniform. I'm saying, it will help them be able to wear over a certain period of time until, of course, you replace with another one and so forth. And can you imagine, it has never been thought, yeah, that ACC, you remember we recruit ACCs as young people, you know? Other chiefs, female chiefs and so forth, very few are recruited when they are very young. But ACCs and police officers are employed when they are young. Nobody has ever thought that their uniform should include a maternity dress, you know? So I have said this, Jukwaa la Usalama, because of Jukwaa la Usalama, I want to see myself the first maternity dress here, police officer, in the next few months. And then we will work on the promotion policy. It has to be now clear. How long can someone be a constable? You know, for how long can somebody be a corporal? And so forth until the final place. And that's why you've heard that, as we have agreed that if you have been, if you are 50 and above and you are still a constable, you should be promoted on merit now. And you know, if you have been a corporal for 15 years, you should be promoted on merit. But this is a stopgap measure. Now, the real issue is that out of Jukwaa la Usalama, we want to have a standing policy as for how long shall a police officer stagnate in a particular rank, you know? And we must sort that issue so that somebody is not in one rank for the rest of their life. And then the relationship between the rank and the career progression. You know, there is also, not just career progression, but also remuneration. You can be a constable, but how can you move further up, you know, in terms of the scheme of service? The rank may be different, but the scheme of service must also resonate with the request that the people have said. And I'm very happy that Chukwa has helped us think about these issues. So part of the output of the policy will be to deal with this issue. And finally, transfer policy. We now want to be clear that for how long can a police officer serve in an operational area, and when can you be transferred from one place to another, so that we have a ceiling. If it's 3 years, 3 years. 5, at maximum 5. Watu wanaenda police, niliambiwa jana huko Busia. Kuna askari alienda huko, akakuwa amekaa hapo, ameoa mtoto ya hapo, amepata watoto yake hapo, wameenda ndio ile wanaenda university wakiwa hapo. Nini college, high school wakiwa hapo. Hiyo ni mtu amekaa karibu 20 years in one police station. Yeah, that's not acceptable. We need to have a clear policy of how to transfer people from one corner to another. All these issues are part and parcel of our deliberations in Chukwa. Congratulations on the training you've gone through. Please go and make a difference. I'm happy that from the previous conference, from previous training, people have gone and made a difference. The thing also that we have to think through, DIG, is reward scheme. There must be recognition of exemplary officers and leaders. And we must have our day every year where we come and reward people who have done well, sports, done well in leadership, done well in the best police station in the country, the what, so that we can motivate each other, move forward. Unajua tunapigwa tu kwa mambo ya corruption, all these other issues, but there must also be recognition of those who do a good job. And I think I have said enough about corruption. Yeah? Please, tusichukue kitu kidogo ama kitu kubwa. Yeah. Let's just do our job. And also it starts with you. Officers wakijua OCS alienda na yake, sasa tangangana also kutafuta yake. Yeah? Yeah. Nilienda some place, nikaambia askari, nimewaachia chai kidogo. So that, akasema mwachia na, mwachia nani, nikamwambia, nimewachia mkubwa fulani, wacha siseme ilikuwa ni rangani, ndio mmoja akani whisper because alikuwa ananijua, alikuwa anatoka nyumbani lakini alikuwa anafanya kazi yake, akaniambia mkubwa, haitafika lakini you say. So nikakuja kuuliza later, haifiki kwa nini? Akaniambia the problem kwa police ni kwamba even when police officer know mkubwa alienda na kitu fulani, haiulizwi because ya rank issues. So wanaangalia tu wanasema tu, what do we do? Please, msifanye maneno kama haya. Thank you very much and God bless you.